But enough of that. Anyways,
Listen,
bro.
man, I'm going to say this one more thing. You're right about that. Not everybody works 24 hours. People definitely have time, but they have time for what it is that they want to do. You know what I mean? Anybody who flakes on you, who flops, who says they don't have time, it's not that. They don't respect what you're doing, or they just don't respect you as a person.
Facts.
In order to give you that time. People are not that busy.
Facts.
Stop it. You know what I mean? Like, they're not that busy. Facts. So if they're blowing you off and they're giving you the runaround, take it at face value and just go about your business.
How they really gon' talk about money, yeah? When they ain't really got it, I'ma get it by any means, yeah. How they really gon' stop it? They be talking about this and that. They be talking that nonsense. I ain't got no time to waste. I ain't trusting no process. How you really gon' talk about money when you ain't really got it? Every girl want a rich chicken now. Basic girls, they stop it. They be really tryna shoot for the stars. Fucking broke niggas, how you really gon' top it? They be really tryna shoot for the stars. Fucking broke niggas, how you really gon' top it? Let me slide up on you.
Welcome back to another episode of the Matt Alexander podcast. And on today's episode, I got a returning guest in the building. He goes by the name of P, a.k.a. Patrick. What's good, bro?
You know what I'm saying? Back at it again, man.
You know what I'm saying? I feel you. Yo, I had to get you on this episode because I got a lot of things I want to discuss with you. And you're the perfect guest to discuss what I want to talk about today, bro. You know what I mean?
Listen, man, we gonna get into some shit. It's gonna be wavy. So let's get to it, man.
Yo, we might ruffle some feathers, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. At
this point, everything's on the table at this point.
Yo.
There's, you know what I mean? Just no more playing nice.
Trust me, bro. Trust me.
We gotta just, get to the things, talk the things them. So
the first thing I want to start off with is, because, I have a little story to tell you first, but, I want to hear your opinion on this question I got for you. You know what I mean?
All right, talk to me.
Why do women say they want the truth but can't handle the truth when you actually give them the truth or when they hear it?
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? Let me know.
Yo, to be honest, a lot of women are never really told no, or they can't do anything, or they can't do something. A lot of women have been coddled all their life. So when you tell something to a lot of these women and they hear no for the first time, it's like a foreign concept to them because they've never heard that.
I hear that.
So when they ask for the truth and you tell them the truth, they mainly focus on how it's being conveyed and not what's actually being said. I think that's what the issue is. A lot of emotions come into play when it comes to what they hear and how they feel. So they'll process how they feel in that moment, then they'll respond off of that. And if they don't like what they're hearing, even if it's the truth, it's gonna be an issue.
Do you have any stories you can recall where you've told women the truth? They say they want to hear it and then they get mad?
Stories, man. I haven't got stories. I got textbooks.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Give me chapter 1. Give me chapter 1, man. Let me know.
It's crazy, man.
Let me know.
So, there was this one time, women are infamous for, accepting what they see at face value and then hoping at some point it might change.
Okay.
Even if there's already an understanding in place. Let me explain. Many years ago, this is a perfect example. Many years ago, I had a situation and it got to a point for me where I like to let everything be known out the gate, off rip, because if not, then the surprises later and all of this, oh, I didn't know this, you didn't show it. I just don't have time for it anymore. I'd rather give you all the chips and let you make a decision for yourself.
I agree with that.
So I did that. And, you know, in the beginning, I guess it was taken with a grain of salt. And a lot of these things just continue to spiral into things that just became the downfall at that moment. So I said some things like, you know, this is how I am in certain situations. I like to play scenarios out.
Mm-hmm.
So to give them a better understanding and a better picture of what could happen should that opportunity arise. And I did that. In the beginning, it was cool. Over the span of a couple months, it became an issue. But it's like, I done told you this already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I didn't think it was going to be like, I thought maybe at some, you thought what? Like I done told you. You know what I mean? And it's very hard for them to understand that, you know, especially if you're coming to them and showing them what it is. Why would you suggest that it could be anything else? If I didn't say it personally.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy out here, man.
So how do you usually overcome those situations when the lines get crossed or blurred?
It depends on the person. If it's a person that you rock with on a certain level,
mm-hmm.
and you see something that you want to have around you personally,
right?
Then yeah, you might adjust and do the needful. But if it's something where this is just a spiraling effect to other things that you already can't stand about the person, you have to walk away. You have to walk away. That shows great power. Like, you have to walk away.
Yeah. I agree
you know
with
what I'm saying? Because if you don't, you know, toxicity is like a big thing. And like, that's exactly what it's going to turn into should you keep, you know, dismissing the red flags. But again, it depends on the person, because there are people that you will come across that might be worth it.
Well, what's that saying? If you do something over and over again, hoping for a different outcome, it's insanity?
The definition of insanity, yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, we have to also be realistic about the situation, because you're never going to find somebody that just clicks on all levels like that.
That's true.
I know a lot of women have this false narrative that they're just going to find somebody that just checks off all the boxes, and that's going to be like that forever. You know what I mean? A lot of women often get confused and conflate different type of energies, relationship energy with physical energy.
I agree with that.
And the two are not the same, because if you're attractive, you're always going to draw men. But what does that attraction lead to? Is it going to lead to something where you can hold that down and you can call that your own? Or is it just, well, in the moment it feels right, but in the grand scheme of things, is it really what you think it's going to be? I think a lot of people make that mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like
I feel you on that. And sorry to cut you off, but I got a little story I gotta tell too. You know what I mean?
Okay, talk to me, man.
Yo, okay. Back to the same question. I had a little story a couple of weeks ago about a woman that I know. She's my friend. Nothing sexual. We're not in no type of relationship or anything. She claimed that she wanted to hear the truth about certain things. So, you know what I mean? We used to talk on the phone and stuff like that. And she has a lot of talents, you know what I mean? She has like her own podcast and stuff like that, and she wants to do like other stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So, you know, I would always check up on her a couple of times, you know, every week or every 2 weeks or whatever. And I would say, yo, did you start on the podcast yet? Did you start doing this, doing that? Because she's around a lot of people that she can interview, and I think she can start doing some major numbers. You know what I mean? So about maybe 2 weeks ago, I hit her up again. I said, yo, did you start on that? Because, you know, I'm just checking in. You know what I mean? And then I was trying to tell her, like, the truth on things. I'm like, bro, you can't keep stalling and expecting, like, a different outcome, because she would always be complaining, right? So how are you going to complain all the time but not actually do something to make your situation better? You know what I mean? So I was just giving her some constructive criticism and stuff like that. I thought everything was fine. Bro, tell me the next day this girl texted me and was like, she didn't appreciate the way I was talking or saying stuff to her. I was like, you said you wanted to hear the truth, so I'm giving you the raw truth. So it's like, it's coming to my conclusion. It's like, I might as well just lie or just maybe mind my own business, because I didn't come with no harsh or any malice. I didn't have any bad intent. You know what I mean? So it's like, why would she come at me left when I'm the one that's, checking in to say, yo, are you on your purpose? Are you doing this? You doing that? You know what I mean?
I mean, bro, it's weird, man. Like, yo, it's really weird.
Crazy out here.
It's like, man, you have to massage egos out here.
Yeah, man.
In order for you to get somewhere, man.
But bro,
you know what I mean?
That's why I've come to the conclusion I'm better off just not saying a word or just lie. Because it seems like when you tell the truth, people don't respect it, or they think like you're hating or something. You know what I mean?
Like, if people, I think people want to feel like they can do no wrong. Nobody likes to hear, constructive criticism is a real thing. And, it's a mentality abstract. If you can't process what somebody's trying to tell you from another set of eyes, from a different perspective, where you feel like only your perspective matters versus anybody else's, that's how people are going to respond. And because here you are coming and saying, look, I think you should be doing this, or did you start this, or here's an idea, maybe you should incorporate. No, because I'm okay with mine. Or I don't want to hear that because that doesn't fit my bill.
But then why text me and say blah, 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 I want to do this, I want to do that? So I'm just trying to give her a little push in the direction to say, then do it. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Maybe there's another motive, bro.
I don't know, man.
Maybe that's the segue to something else, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know, fam.
It's you gotta, as dudes, you really have to know how to decipher the womanese.
Yeah, it's crazy out here, fam.
As it's being called these days, the womanese.
It's crazy, fam. It's
crazy. I mean? The women are not very overt and direct in what it is that they say that they want, or how they go about, conducting themselves in whatever situation. They often feel like they shouldn't do certain things and say certain things, but the actions show otherwise. So it's like, you might as well just come out and say it. You know what I mean? Is you telling me to hit you up and do all these things a line of communication for you know what I mean? There's just so many ways you can read into it. But maybe it was never really about doing.
But bro, I'm a man.
Podcast and all that. Maybe it was really about something else.
I don't know, bro, because I didn't hint at anything out of left field. I was just strictly like, yo, you want to do podcasts, you want to do all these certain things. So, yo, I'm just encouraging it. Yo, you should do that. But, I guess maybe I said it with too much passion or something, and she felt like I was dissing when I really wasn't. You know what I mean? So that's why I said to myself, you know what? I ain't saying a word to nobody, bro. If someone asks me my opinion, I'm just, it's coming like I gotta lie. Because it's like, if you say the real truth, people may think, yo, this man's hating, or the way I said it is too harsh. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. But like you said earlier in the conversation, it's like women get triggered by the truth because men have lied to them for so long.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, I don't know. I may just have to stay in that boat with the men that just lie and say what women want to hear because, fam, when you take the other route, I don't know. It seems like it's not the right route.
Bro, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, fam.
I mean, let's be real here. Because, you know, this day and age, it's, you know, a lot of things are set up where, you know, a lot of social norms don't really work out in a lot of favors for a lot of people. So, you know, it's tough. You have to tread water lightly, bro.
Facts.
That's really what you have to do. You have to really tread water very lightly. That's why it's so important when really getting to know somebody, you actually get to know them. Like,
I agree, man. I agree.
Because everything surface level is always great. Because let's be real. You meet somebody, they're going to be on their best behavior. They're not going to put themselves in a position where they can disqualify themselves in whatever it is that they're trying to seek out of that person. Let's be real. When people get to a place where they feel like they've done enough to win the person over, that's when the real
person comes out.
Character comes out.
Yeah. So
don't nobody want to disqualify themselves off rip. Let's be real.
That's why sometimes you got to play a fool to catch one. You know what I mean?
Yup.
You got to play.
But then also too, the responses are very telling as well. Like you just talk to people for a few seconds.
Yeah. And their
responses alone will tell you what you need to know.
Exactly.
You know, a lot of people fishing, like see the red flags, spot it, you know, process it. You either deal with it or you don't. But don't get mad that you did and then you realize that it turned out just the way you thought it would. You can't be upset at that point. Because you made that decision.
So what's your take on do you think men and women can both cheat? What's your take on that?
Oh yeah. Men and women definitely both cheat.
Well, no, I mean, do you think men can cheat and women can't? Because, you know, there's a lot of women out here that say they can cheat just like men. What's your take on that?
I mean,
is there different standards?
Oh, there's always going to be double standards with that. I think the one that we all know is like, you know, when women cheat on you, you know, that's led with emotion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And when men cheat, it's also led by emotion, but to a different standard.
Yeah, because in my opinion, I think men can cheat without emotion.
Yeah,
in a sense,
I think it can be done.
Because you know what they say.
You know, it just fall like the motives are different.
But you know what they say. You know what they say. One woman can't satisfy one man.
I mean, in theory, I can see why they say that, but I not everybody's like that, bro. I understand why people say that because, you know, most men do want abundance.
Yeah.
If we're going to be real. For a really long time, you see, you know, even growing up, the game was to always get as much as you can.
Facts.
You know, that's what my OGs told me.
Facts.
When I was coming up, you know what I mean? You know, do what you do and just, you know, get as much as you can. But then, you know, somewhere along the line, you go down the road of life and you realize that, like, that's just not something that's as of important to you because you've lived it already.
Facts.
You know, I can only speak for me, and that's in this circumstance, because there's a lot of people out there who, you know, don't have as much abundance as everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The life isn't fair. The game isn't fair.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people need to realize, that life isn't fair. You know what I mean? And
it's not fair, man.
And
You know
there's
what I mean?
double standards.
There's people out there who, don't have the same privileges. So let's be real. And I think a lot of these things that people base these numbers off of and all of these social constructs is off people who have that ability to get the, but what about the people that don't?
Exactly.
Those people become invisible, but they need to be accounted for as well.
But you don't even think that regular people, like regular dudes, still want more than one woman? Because women always say
yes and no, because it just depends where you are in life.
True.
You know what I mean? Like I said, you just and I guess you spend your younger years finding yourself, making sure that you get everything off the table. You dive into certain things, and you experience things for yourself, so that you know how to move. I think people often don't have that under their belt. Usually are the ones that are getting finessed out here, because they don't know how to pick up on certain cues where they know that they shouldn't be doing this because this such and such can happen. And it's unfortunate, but again, life isn't fair, man. You kind of just gotta you gotta roll what you got.
That's why I say life isn't fair for, when it comes to men kind of exercising options as opposed to women. Because, a lot of people say that if a woman cheats on her man, she's basically done with him, because a woman has a lot of requirements a dude has to fulfill for her to actually sleep with that guy or cheat on her man. You know what I mean? Whereas a man just has to know, like, man, she looks good. You know what I mean? I'm with it. He doesn't really ask as much. Because you know how women stay. They want to know, how tall is he? How much money is he making? You know what I mean? It's a lot of things. Whereas a man, he could just be like, yo, she looks good. I'm with it.
I mean, yeah, for the most part, there is a lot of truth to that. Women definitely are more picky in their partners, especially long term.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If a woman were to cheat, that's like the man, I guess, wasn't on his purpose or whatever. You know what I mean? Because for her to get to that point, it takes a lot.
Yeah, I'll say yeah, but also too, emotional abuse is also a really big thing as well. And I think, a lot more light needs to be shed on that. If a woman clocks out on you emotionally, that usually has a lot to do with maybe her feeling like her emotions are not being counted for, her feeling like her being heard isn't being accounted for,
correct,
not being acknowledged, when she feels a certain way about things, that also ties into a lot of the things. And it starts moving away from, the physical attraction and what the man could provide. And, emotional stability is a really big thing for women, because they often do lead off of emotion. So if you have a dude who constantly abuses that or takes advantage, then that also ties into women wanting to cheat as well. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, men and women spend their younger years chasing all the good-looking people, the physically attractive people. But when the dust settles and you fall back and you figure out what's important, I think the emotional stability side takes over a lot more.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Because physique fades, looks fade.
So then,
you know what I mean? We're gonna have a whole bunch of 60-year-old grandmas with, a whole bunch of plastic tattoos.
So then, what's your take on? Okay, looking at it from this angle, you know how you said women and men, when they're in their 20s, they like to go chase after, you know, who's in shape and who has the most money and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
What about that regular dude who just goes to school and just lives life by the book? And then now when he reaches 30 or 35 and he's established, those girls that were running around in their 20s might circle back to that dude. And do you think that dude should exercise his options, or should he go or settle with that woman that did her running around and may have a bad past? I'm coming with these questions off top, man.
Yo, man. Okay. Look, you know, I understand that, you know, the average man does have to become so much to a point where he is, I guess, deemed attractive.
Yeah, or taken seriously.
Versus, you know, people who are considered already attractive by most standards. You know, a lot of those dudes in some cases don't really have to work as hard, regardless of what's in their pocket. I believe attraction these days is very one-dimensional. Social norms really determine what attractive is.
Facts.
And if you don't fit the bill, then you just are just deemed unattractive by default. So, you know, if you have a guy that, you know, spent his, you know, 20s doing things by the book, he turned 30, 35, 40, now he's up, should he then chase after the girl that really wasn't checking for him in the beginning, but now wants to fall back? Because, again, security is a really big thing for women. And I think
especially when we get into our older years. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, they want the emotional security and want the financial security. They want to be able to know that the dude can provide for the family and for them. And there's nothing wrong with that. But again, I think that ties into a lot of women not taking accountability for their bad decisions.
Why do you think they don't?
Because a lot of women, I think, don't really take into account that a lot of their actions cause reactions. And although men tend to push the envelope and rock the boat as well, women also do play a part in that. But again, you know, it's just easy to say that, oh, it was the guy this and the guy that. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, you know, you're out here, you're saying certain things, you're doing certain things. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but, right. You know, should they tell it, they're only going to tell the one side of it. There's very few women out here that will, you know, be able to take the kind of accountability you want and own up to a lot of the things that they've done and say, hey, look, you know, I had my part in it too.
So let me ask you a question. Has a woman ever came to Patrick and said, yo, it was my fault still?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yo, yeah. Like, I mean,
I'm surprised.
It might have taken a while, but, you know, it has happened. Listen, but again, you know what I mean? I'm a dope dude. Like, let's just put that out there off rip. You know what I mean? I know what I bring to the table as far as character and personality wise. You know what I mean? It's really a vibe that can't really be replaced.
Yo, that's crazy. Because, you know, like you said, women don't really take accountability.
They don't take accountability. You know, over time, like I said.
What's you did that, you did this. And then she just makes it seem like her character is just clean. Everything is blessed.
That's what the problem was. And yeah, I mean, you know, a few of them have over the years. And, you know, I guess that's a way they're trying to smeagol their way back in. But at that point, it's like, when I need you to do that, then you weren't interested in that.
So you're saying,
and now all of a sudden,
so you're saying a lot of girls have to bust that Yui and come back.
You know what I mean?
That's what you're saying.
it's the classic, is the grass greener?
Jeez.
You know what I mean? You can roll the dice if you want to.
Jeez.
Roll the dice. You know what I'm saying? But
mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, when you realize that there's just certain character traits that, you know, that this can't be replicated. You know what I mean? A lot of personality, a lot of people, you know, in my opinion, personalities comes from the internet.
Yo,
how much real character can you say that you find on road these days?
Yo, listen, with the rise of social media, would you agree that women's standards are out of control these days?
It is, because you look online and
crazy,
you know, external influences really dictate on how common relationships are supposed to go. Like, you're not in that life, you're not in that tax bracket. Why do you think that because you see it online, you can do, you know, you can't do that. That's not your situation.
Bro, there's a lot of women that post half naked photos for validation. You know that, eh?
I know.
And like, especially if they don't get 100 likes and up, bro. Listen, let me tell you something, bro. There's a couple girls on my list. I'm not gonna name any names. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
but bro, listen.
There's a few ones I know too.
Listen, there's a few girls on the
there's
IG.
A few ones that I know too.
Listen, there's a couple girls on the IG. You know what I'm saying? I'll be scrolling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm lurking. I'm just seeing Wagwan. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But bro, there's some girls on my list right now. Every day, they'll upload a picture in the morning. If they don't get a certain amount of likes, they delete it and wait till the traffic is higher and upload the picture again, bro.
Again, yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yup.
And then they have like a little Drake quote in the caption, bro.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy, bro. I never seen anything like that, bro.
Listen, man, the classic one is, you know what I mean? You didn't want me at my worst. Now you can't have me at my best. I cannot stand how many times I done seen that quote, bro. Listen, your worst is what? Your ability to not make yourself emotional for somebody to take you seriously? Or is it because you're on the just, I don't care about nobody vibe, and now you want people to run to you so that you feel like you're one? You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Like, a lot of people, it just really depends on what people, you know, chalk it up to with this type of shit. Like, I just, you know, there's so many people that are clouded nowadays, and, you know, there's a lot of people who want recognition for the wrong things. And then they try to circle back when they realize that it's not working, or they try to circle back when they realize that the angle that they put themselves out there in the beginning is not the same type of energy they were hoping. Keyword, hoping to receive. So you start backtracking now. You get nervous. Palms are sweating. You don't know what to do. And then you start scrolling through your phone. You're like, this dude, this dude was cool. He took me in, but like, I wasn't really feeling it. Oh, you know what? Keep scrolling. You know what I'm saying? It's too late. You know what I'm saying? You have to take accountability. You have to be able to say, look, you know what? I made a mistake. My pre-screening process was terrible. I chose the wrong one. I went off of this. I went off of that. It didn't work. Okay. And the consequences that come with that is the L you have to take.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Take the L. Move on and do better. But like, if you take the L in the next situation you jump into and you're doing the same thing, you don't want to learn. You just want to find a situation tolerable that maybe you and the dude can get by off of, maybe physical attraction, maybe the dude has bread, maybe the dude has certain resources that you want to extract. All of these other things. It's just never right, bro.
Of course it's never right.
But hold on.
Oh, continue.
Not every woman is like this.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? There are women who really value the little things. And there are women who I know personally who actually value the little things.
Yeah.
Because I've gotten to know them.
Yes, I agree. And
You know
those
what
are
I mean?
those are the ones that usually win in the end.
Yes.
Because I like the
You know
girls
what I'm
that don't
saying?
really post too much. You know, they just pop in here and there. You may see them post a little IG story. But you know, I don't really like the ones that's too heavy, you know?
Yeah.
I don't like the
You
ones
know
that's
what I
too
mean?
known
The ones,
like that.
yeah, the you know, the ones that, you know, don't really post too crazy. You know, the pictures on the IG are respectable. It's just more to it than just, you know, what they can get out of the way they
Yeah.
look when they're rocking with somebody.
So let me ask you a next question. Yo, bro. Hold on. I'm trying
you know me, fam.
I'm just trying
you
to
know me.
I just don't want you to, you know what I'm saying? I know you're a man that, you know, you have a little selection. So I just want to know, you're cutting some people off the team?
Listen, man, you know me.
Jeez.
It's I'm not gonna sit here and cap. I don't have no shortage of a plethora of options. You know me, fam.
Yo, because, you know, a lot of the times we come on this podcast, you know what I'm saying, we keep it real PC because, you know, we don't want to come off a certain way because
I know
low-key mans are snipers, but I ain't gonna say too much. But continue.
Like I said, you know what it is, fam.
True.
You know I'm going already.
True.
You know what I mean? Listen, we done a lot of road.
Yo, I don't know nothing about nothing about
You
nothing.
know what I'm saying?
I'm a nice guy. I don't know.
Yeah, stop it, man. Stop the bullshit, man. Don't do that. Listen, we keep it real over here.
True.
We keep it real.
True.
But to sit here and say there's no shortage of a plethora of options. To me, it's all the same. You know what I mean? I've been doing it for so long. There's no real difference. It's just one thing after one thing after one thing after one thing. And you just get to a point where all you do is you start to just figure out what you can tolerate.
True.
From these people more than the others. You know what I mean? This person might look really good, but then the personality is trash. You can't stand to be around them, but you only want to hit them up at nighttime. Or you have the person that isn't really as attractive as what other people might think, but you're with them and then the vibe is just great. You guys have a great time, great conversation, all of those things. You know what I mean? I've just gotten to a point now where, like, I don't need the abundance anymore because I've already lived that.
So let me ask that next question. Listen, people, this is not rehearsed. We just come up with the questions.
I promise you
top.
it's not.
This is the first you're seeing my reaction in real time. You know what I'm saying?
In 4K, like. But again, man, like I said, it's crazy because just thinking where I was even just a few years ago to now, you know, my perspective on a lot of things have changed. And
I hear that. I respect that.
I was definitely the guy saying, you know, I can do this thing alone. But again, you know, people are never really alone. They might feel like they're alone in a situation, but let's be real. Nobody's never not alone. You know what I mean? Listen, man.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't want to put you in a sticky.
Listen, you know.
I don't want to put you in.
You give people an inch, they take a what?
A mile?
There you go. The best way to protect your situation is to acknowledge it's there.
Just out of sight, out of mind.
Nothing about it, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not into the extra shit. I'm not into none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wanna protect home base. That's how you protect your home base. You know what I'm saying? The only thing to take away from this is that you go through life with your trials and tribulations, and then you stumble onto a situation that you want to be around, you want to be in it, and you go through the motions and you try to make that work. That's all I'm going to say. Okay.
Well, me on the other hand, I'm doing like the Lakers, bro. I'm signing 1-year deals, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Minimums?
I'm setting vet minimums, bro. That's what I'm doing right now.
Listen, man.
That's what I'm doing right now. Vet minimums.
Court your shorty properly, bro. Do that. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't, make the mistake not doing that, bro. You got to do that, man.
Oh, you know this. We ain't just hanging around just anybody. You know this.
Yo, come on, man.
They gotta pass.
Come on, man.
They gotta pass a series of tests before they make the team.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? Let's talk basketball references. They gotta do a couple of drills and stuff before they come to the table for the press conference to make the team. They don't just.
Oh, for sure.
Not anyone could just make the team. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta go to the workout. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see what the true shooting percentage.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't give me the field goal percent. I want the true shooting.
That's what I'm saying. They better be able to hit free throws. You know what I'm saying? They better be all around players. That's what you know what I mean?
You gotta be coachable.
That's what I'm saying. If you ain't coachable,
you gotta be able to work within a system and thrive in that. You know what I'm saying? If I put you at the 1, if you're running the offense, what the teammates gonna look like?
That's what I'm saying. You're right. And that's how I think dudes should assess all situations. We're using basketball terms, people, but
yes,
if you can decipher what that means, you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
You know what that means. If you know what I'm saying, if you're a hooper,
yeah,
or you know ball, you'll understand what that means.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, fam.
You can't just bring anybody into your house, man, and tell them that, listen, the bathroom accessories are over there, the fridge is over there, help yourself. That's not what we doing.
Yeah, not everyone, like we just said, not everyone can make the final roster. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
You gotta prove that you're coachable and you're all around players. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, man. If I can put you at any, listen, if your role on the team has to regress in order for other areas to improve, you got to be willing to do that with no confrontation. You got to be okay to do that without calling a press conference and forcing a trade.
So then, yeah, bro, that's all the questions I had, for this episode today, bro. You know what I mean? You got anything else you want to add or you want to ask or whatever? Man, you know what I mean?
More videos coming soon. People, stop the bullshit. Tap in. The stock is going up. It's wavy. It's lit. If you don't know my guy right now, you're not doing your job. You know what I'm saying? He's out here providing quality content, rocking with the people, allowing people to showcase what they have on his platform. And I'm telling you now, if you don't tap in, you're going to be the guy on the outside looking in behind me. See, the glass, you can't get through. You don't got the keys. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
we're not joking over here.
I appreciate it. And let me say one more thing before we leave out today. Nowadays, you know what I'm saying? When I was just starting the podcast, you know what I'm saying? I was coming in real humble, real nice, asking certain people to come on the podcast. Nowadays, bro, I'm only asking people one time if they want to come on the podcast. If they don't answer or they try to give man runaround, don't try to circle back, bro. That's all I got to say. We keep it moving.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
One time.
Yeah, fam.
It's an opportunity.
Exactly.
You don't want to take it? Kick rocks.
100%.
Don't be mad when it gets to a place where you wish you should have.
We only ask things once.
You can't now.
We only ask things once. We don't ask things 2, 3, 4 times. So Don't bust a Yui. Don't circle back. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And take it how you want to take it.
And that's that. You know what I mean? You know, there's a lot of people who do that type of shit. Oh, it's not wavy. Oh, it's not there. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not this. Okay. Listen, all those platforms and all those other things that you compared it to also started from somewhere at once a point in time. So just remember that.
Trust me, man. We're gonna get back to this. We're gonna get back to this quality content, and we're gonna be giving
people out here chili dogging, doing beer bullshit. It's not wavy, because then when you want to circle back and you want to come true and you want to hit the line, and we seen that, and the messages are left on red, and your cheese cause man are not answering the phone, then you want to get upset and you want to try calling back again. We're not doing that.
Nope. That's why I said we only ask things once.
We're not doing that.
We ask things once. We ask you to come on the platform one time. You ain't coming. No, don't bust no Uis. Don't bust what I say? No, don't circle back. Cause we ain't with it. It is what it is.
Say no, go outside, parasail, fly a kite, go rock climbing. You know what I'm saying? Relieve whatever you need to do to relieve the stress, the pain that's burning you in your chest for passing up on the opportunity. Yo, this could have been me. Yo, I was fucking dumb. I should have did this. I should have did that. I should have came and I should have allowed myself to build upon something that is great.
And at the end of the day, everybody does not work 24 hours a day. Everybody has 1 hour out the day they can spare to, come on the podcast and talk about what they want to talk about. But enough of that. Anyways,
listen, man, I'm going to say this one more thing. You're right about that. Not everybody works 24 hours. People definitely have time, but they have time for what it is that they want to do. You know what I mean? Anybody who flakes on you, who flops, who says they don't have time, it's not that. They don't respect what you're doing, or they just don't respect you as a person.
Fact.
In order to give you that time. People are not that busy.
Fact.
Stop it. You know what I mean? Like they're not that busy.
Fact.
So if they're blowing you off and they're giving you the runaround, take it at face value and just go about your business, because that is a fact.
Couldn't have said it better myself, bro. You know what I mean?
That's just that. I didn't, and to piggyback off that, I was on road yesterday, and I heard somebody say, "Well, people don't want to come back to work. People rather take the EI. People, last year CERB was a big thing. People knew that free money was coming in, didn't even want to go back to work. So what does that tell you?
Yeah,
they're at home. They're available. So you know what I mean? What are we doing?
It is what it is, man. That's how I look at it.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Exactly. But Patrick, bro, I'd like to thank you again for coming on the podcast. You know what I mean?
Listen, man,
this is a great episode. And, I want everyone that hears this to, like and subscribe to the YouTube page. I'm also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, the Matt Alexander Podcast on all platforms. And, we'll be back, next time with another video. You know what I mean? And that it is what it is.
You guys know what it is, man. He shouted it out at the bottom there. Go follow that, man. Stop playing.
All right.
2022 and beyond, man. We're not in 2021 anymore. I'm in 2022 already.
Exactly.
I'm not in this year anymore. I'm in next year already. It's March for me. So we going up, man.
All right. Done know, yo.
How they really gon' talk about money, yeah? When they ain't really got it, I'ma get it by any means, yeah. How they really gon' stop it? They be talking about this and that. They be talking that nonsense. I ain't got no time to waste. I ain't trusting no process. How you really gon' talk about money when you ain't really got it? Every girl want a rich chicken now. Basic girls need to stop it. They be really tryna shoot for the stars. Fucking broke niggas, how you really gon' top it? They be really tryna shoot for the stars. Fucking broke niggas, how you really gon' top it? Let me slide up on you.